Hey, well, good morning. It is 6:13 a.m. so we've got about 6:40 is sunrise, so we've got a little bit of time before the sun comes up. And I'm at a place called Nobby's Head. I can already see a beautiful coloured glow on the horizon, so I have a feeling we're in for a bit of a treat this morning, which is good, which is what we want. There's already a few photographers along the beach. Pretty popular spot. So I think this is good. I think this is where I'll set up. Well, if there was ever a thing called photographer mayhem, it's happening right now. The colour in the sky is starting to just really kick. I had to quickly set everything up without taking you through that because that was all happening. But looking around me, there's a stack of photographers and people are sort of running around everywhere with tripods in their hands and cameras. And that's because the colour's about to happen. Now I've switched from my wide angle lens to my tilt shift and I'm on full manual mode so I can control the amount of light coming in because the light's changing rapidly. And the reason for that is I want to try and keep, because I'm going to be stitching images together now, I've got to try and keep the shutter speed that little bit longer so it blurs the water, otherwise it won't join up very well. So full manual mode with the tilt shift as you go from left to right is the best way to manage that. So I'm at 1 second at the moment, F9, I'm going to go to F11 because it was blowing out. I want to stay at 1 second if I can. And this is where the fun begins. Now I've got some highlights blown out at the top, so I'm going to have to try F13. But I'm not too worried about if it's right at the top of my image because I'll crop that out anyway in my panoramic. And so sometimes it's about thinking about what you're going to do. But here comes the colour. It's really starting to come. So just taking 3 images, one to the left, shifted to the left, one in the middle, one shifted all the way to the right with the tilt shift. And you end up with, you know, a huge file inside the D810 being 36 megapixels each. So you end up with quite a big file which allows you to then stitch them together and end up with a really nice pano. But that colour's really starting to happen, which is good. Just got to keep taking shots as the colour happens. So this is what we get up for nice and early, is so we get these colours. That's pretty brilliant. And the sky's really starting to colour up now, as you can see. So I'm just going to keep taking photos whilst that's happening. What has started to happen is a lot of other photographers are certainly rocking up, and such a popular place. Nobby's Head, Newcastle. How we go for time? So it's 6:30, we've still got 10 minutes till sunrise. We're getting that beautiful pre-sunrise colour. Because I'm, you know, set up, I can just keep taking photos and hope the colour just keeps getting better and I'll get the best one. I never wait for the best colour because sometimes you miss it. So I always just take heaps of photos thinking that this is the best it's going to get. And if it gets better, then I can just take more. I'm keeping an eye on my histogram, keeping an eye on my flashing highlights, just making sure that everything's coming together. Beautiful morning, nice light. All right, we're getting treated to some pretty amazing light, so I thought what I'd do is take this time to, I've still got to keep taking photos. So what I want to do is I want to take you through my composition and settings. So I know that you'll love that. I'm just going to get another few shots whilst the sky is just doing something magical, and then we'll have a look at settings and composition. So I'll run you through my composition. So I'm at a beach, put Nobby's Head down at Newcastle. You can see the cities down there behind me. And it's sort of like these sand dunes. I don't know if you can see all these sand dunes up here. And it creates a line, a leading line at the beach, all the way to the headland. So what I've done is I've composed to do a panoramic. So the panoramic that I'm after is sort of that what you can see there, but you know, it's going to be a bit wider, of course, because this camera doesn't give you that same width. That light's going crazy again now. So I'm just, as I'm talking to you, I'll just keep taking photos. So I'm currently at f20, believe it or not, half a second. Now, you're probably wondering, geez, that's a high F number. I'm shooting with my tilt shift, so there it is there. So I don't mind shooting with this lens at f20 simply because it seems to cope with it, but I've just got to do what I've got to do, unfortunately. If you expose with a too fast a shutter speed, you're going to freeze the waves, and stitching a panoramic together where the waves are frozen is really hard. If you just do half a second or so, they move far enough that when you stitch them together, it doesn't matter. And that's my thinking. That's how I go about making it work, so I don't have to worry about it. The colour's just looking gorgeous. I'm just snapping off more shots here. So I'll show you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So what I do is I've got my lens all the way to the left. I don't know if you can see that, probably best to do it that way. See how the lens moves left and right? So you see it's all the way to the left, then I take one in the middle and then all the way to the right. And then you sort of connect them together and you end up with a really nice panoramic image. So I just got to keep taking these shots as the sun comes up because it's getting more and more intense. It's pretty cool. These are the sort of mornings we get up early for. Oh yeah, look at that colour. Well, that's going to be pretty much it. You can see now, sunrise is like in 1 minute. You can see the sun starting to come over that horizon, and it's going to make it pretty difficult for us to shoot anything. Once that comes up, without doing HDR, I'll do one more, and I think we will have the shot, which is good. Woohoo! That's what I get up early for. You know, when you see those sort of colours in the morning, when you get that sort of sunrise, that's when it makes it all worthwhile. So I know I got a cracker of a shot this morning, and I don't even need to see it on the computer to know that it's a cracker. It's just a cracker of a shot, and after I do the stitching together and I join them, I'm going to end up with a really nice pano that I'll be able to stick on a canvas or print out, and I think it's going to look fantastic. Now, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit the little notification bell when you subscribe as well to make sure you never miss a video. And I wanted to give a quick shout out to the Patreons that have started supporting me. I am overwhelmed by the amount of support we get for this channel, and if you want to become a Patreon supporter as well, you can do that. Just down below in the link, you'll see a link to my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/on3legs. And by supporting the channel straight away, you'll get access to the VIP group, which is very important photographers, which I know you are. You'll be able to get access to that VIP group. The other thing is that if you, depending on what level you want to come into, I have a few other things going on as well. So training webinars and some training stuff that I'm building a training program as well. So depending on what it is you want, you don't have to opt into anything. I'm going to keep doing these free videos no matter what. It's just a way for you to support the channel. So for those of you who have, I can't thank you enough. I really am very, very appreciative. And I really love the fact that we're building the community that we're building. So thank you. Now, that's pretty much it for me today. I'm going to pack up. I'm going to go and grab some coffee for me and the boss, pack up the car and head back home because we're up north for the weekend. So I've got a couple of hours drive back home. And I can't wait to get stuck into processing my images and checking them out. What are you doing watching this video? Get out there and take some photos, for goodness sake. See you later.